Hi everybody, welcome to my home for school. Today we are going to retell our story Pete's Sock that we listened to yesterday. We're going to review our sound of the week. We're going to review the key words that we learned this week. We are going to practice some beginning sounds of words, and then we're going to read from our reading booklet a story called Pete's Top. Okay, so let's get started with retelling our story. So here's our storyboard where we can sequence our activities, the story events. And I'm going to put that down. And I'm going to hold these all out, mix them up, and parents, your child at home can point to the story event in the order. And this, for our younger students, our K3s, it's really just exposure and practice. For our K4s, by the end of K4, a student should be able to sequence a story. And not necessarily this way, like pointing to pictures, but should be able to tell 4 story events or 4 things that happen. There we go. Okay, Dad told Pete, "Put on your shoes and socks. Let's go outside to fly your kite." So right here, this is the first story event. So I'm going to put that on our storyboard. First, Pete's dad says, "Come on, Pete, go get your socks on so we can go fly a kite." He says, "Go get your socks and shoes on. Let's go fly a kite." Okay, I'm going to hold up the rest of our story events here. There we go. Pete ran to his room and he looked in the sock drawer. There was only one sock. So where's the picture of one sock? Right here. So that's what happened next in our story. Clip that on. So first, Pete's dad said, "Go get your shoes and socks." When Pete looks in the sock drawer, only one sock. Then what happens? "Where is the other sock?" said Pete. He looked around his bedroom. What a mess. He looked under his bed. No sock. He had to clean up his room. He had to find his sock. So where do we see Pete in his messy room? Right here. Look at what a mess. He has toys and games all over. And that's why he can't find his sock. So we're going to put that on the storyboard. So first, Pete's dad says, "Go get your shoes and socks." When Pete looks for it, he can only find one sock. Then his dad says, "You need to clean up your room, and maybe you'll find your sock." This is last in the story. Pete worked hard. His room was clean, but he did not find his sock. When he looked down at his feet, he had on one sock. "There is my sock on my foot," said Pete. He went to his sock drawer and pulled out the other sock and put it on. And then he went outside with his dad to fly his kite. All right, so let's review. First, Pete's dad said, "Go get your shoes and socks." Next, Pete looked. He could only find one sock. Then, because he couldn't find his sock and his room was so messy, his dad said, "Go clean up your room and you'll find your sock." and look at his feet. You see that? If he had just looked down, he would have known that he had one sock on, and then he got his other sock out of the drawer. And then they went and they flew that kite. So that's our story review. All right, let's review our sound of the week. Remember, Miss Giggle took Coco, her new dog, Coco, to the groomer. And the groomer cut Coco. K, k, k. And that's the sound that both the K and the hard sound that C makes. K, 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 k. Now let's practice combining our sounds. And all of these words that we're going to go through now, we learned this week already. So let's review. S, A, K, S, A, K. Let's put those sounds together. Sock, sock. The word sock. This is the picture of a sock, the word sock, and the sounds in sock. This one's very similar. S, A, K, S. Putting all those sounds together, and we're making the word socks. 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 So we added the S to that word. Before we had sock. Without the S, and that was one sock. Then we added the S at the end. That's the only difference. And that's a pair of socks. Okay, I should put it down here. Socks. There we go. Okay, so another one. That's our new sound this week. K. I. That's Pete raising his hand. T. Kite. Kite. Let's put those sounds together. Kite. Kite. We made the word kite. Pete and his dad went to fly a kite outside. Kite. And this is our last one. Our new sound. K. Oops. That is not right. Sorry, that should be t. This is kite again. Did I grab the wrong one? Oh, I have the same one. Ooh. All right. That is going to be too much trouble. But it should be Pete lifting the sugar. So it should be k-t. Pretend that's Pete holding the sugar because I picked the wrong card. K-t. 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 Put those sounds together and we have the word cut. Cut. Okay. And we're going to do our beginning sounds of words activity. So I'm going to turn this around. Oops, am I going to turn this around? Hang on. I don't know how to turn it around. Okay, I did it before. Okay, so let's skip that for now, and we'll come back to that another time. And I'll read Pete's top. So this is Pete's top. First, we're going to just do a walkthrough of the booklet and see if we can talk about what's happening. So what do you see happening in the story? I see Pete, and I see a top. On the next page, there's Pete and a top and a goat. Huh, a goat. Uh-oh. Look at the goat took the top. That's Pete's top. So here Pete is chasing after the goat because he wants that top back. Now Pete has the top. He got it back from the goat. That's the end of our booklet. So let's read it together. I'm going to say it and then you say it. So parents at home, when you're reading stories with your children, it's a good idea just to do a walkthrough just to see what they already know, so you kind of know where you need to fill in. And then when I read, I try to point to the words so that they get used to that directionality of print. Pete's top. So I'm going to say it, you say it. Pete's top. Pete sees a top. The goat sees the top. The goat has the top. No, my top. Run, Pete, run. The goat has the top. Pete has the top. The end. Can you find the space between the words the and end? Right here's a space between the and end. Okay, so I'm going to figure out how to do the beginning sounds of words activity, because that didn't work out today, but otherwise I think we got through everything. So I hope you are staying healthy and having fun, and I miss you and I love you. Bye.